Certainly picked up a couple of big-time penalties as Golding is going to tag the wall.
Got it. So that's the exit of turn 8, and we have seen so many
We saw up there in Sydney.
Oh, Jada.
Big time in the fence.
So this is going to bring out a red flag.
Oh dear, the man who was quickest in practice 1. And for the second time today, it's almost a session-ending red flag from a premier car.
9 minutes left in this one. This is the exit of turn 5, I think, Chad. So Ojeda clearly contact with the outside wall. We'll try and find out exactly what happened. But yeah, that's the exit of 5.
Such a fast corner.
It is. So clock continuing to count down 9 minutes. So we'll pick it up. Oh, lost the rear.
And he missed the Repco and got the concrete.
Yeah, so that's going to be significant. And it's significant, one, because of the damage, but significant because of the time frame of today's condensed schedule. To get that car turned around, hopefully at some stage today. Well, first case, some stage this weekend, let alone today. But you could just see here Ojeda losing the rear, out in the marbles, out in the dust, no grip out there. And then once it got the rear of the car, just tank slapping it straight into that concrete wall. Heavy, heavy contact.
2 of those. Green flag at the back. It's time to show the world how they do it down under. The Repco Supercars Championship on the streets of Albert Park. And Kostecki gets that moving nicely. Can't say the same for Golding. He's going to be absolutely swallowed up by a few here, including Feeney. He wants to really squeeze him, and he does so nicely. Kostecki leads it down through that first corner as the field tries to find their way through 1 and 2.
Great launch for Kostecki, and look at the gap that he's been able to open, take the traditional racing line into turn 1 and open the lead down to 3.
I saw smoke there for a moment, and here is turn 3. Under the shade, can they find their braking marker? On the outside, it's Ryan Wood, and we got trouble here and one around. And sitting backwards, it's Kai Allen, like a cork in the ocean. Gets it turned around and swung back facing the right way.
So Allen will leave turn 3 last. One of the cars, I think Aaron Cameron with bodywork rubbing or smoke. No, it was Anton Di Pasquale and the D-Wall Camaro. You can see there as he makes his way through turn 6. So been a bit of hustle deep in the pack. And Di Pasquale, he'll hope that that tyre clears the guard and doesn't create too much drama.
You can see that smoke as that car was running down towards turn 3. Hoping for his sake it is just from the body run. Here we go now, fast part of the track. Kostecki, clear leader from Feeney, who was so quick here last year and was very unlucky to have not won the Larry Perkins award 12 months ago. Here comes Payne. And that is decisive on the Cool Drive car.
Watch for Mostert. He's trying to get up the inside. Out of 11, trying to stay there, stays there. Golding tries to close him down, contact, but they get away with that one. So now Mostert has to defend up into turn 13 from his old teammate in Cam Waters. But Golding was compromised, leaving turn 11, and Mostert was trying to take advantage. Wasn't able to do so.
Aaron Cameron's got a really good run.
Yeah, all good. I got hit from behind turn 3.
Copy, mate. Copy. Understood.
That was Thomas Randall talking about getting a whack down at turn 3. The pressure on Anton Di Pasquale right now. He's got the mirrors full. Cooper Murray's got some car speed this week. Missed most of the first practice, and that's LeBrock getting a really nice run onto the front straight in the Sharon colours. And Ryan Wood says no. Pretty emphatic block down the front straight, making that super nice and wide.
There's certain ways you can sort of make your intentions known in supercar, and that was a pretty aggressive, no, you are not coming through, I will fight you to the death of this one. So Ryan Wood again defending, just a half defend up into turn 3 as the queue forms behind Jack LeBrock, Andre Heimgartner, Thomas Randall, Joe Stewart, Dave Reynolds. Stewart and Reynolds will go side by side through turn 4. They'll want to sort this out before they get to turn 5, because that is a one-lane raceway through there. Tries to catch the back of the pack. Chaz Mostert now has fastest lap of the race. Zach Bates trying to find a Camaro width hole between Macaulay Jones and the pit wall to make their way down the front straight.
And now he's on the outside. So he's used a bit of momentum and a little bit high and wide, loses the grip, loses a spot. And here's Kai Allen, who's just come roaring back into this pack and has now picked up a couple for his trouble as well.
So now Allen defending from Zach Bates is the World Championship right now for 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
I said it's time to show the world how we do it down under. This is what it's like. You scrap for absolutely every bit of turf in this series, every point that you possibly can. Doesn't matter if you're first or last. No, Jada, who started last, has got moving. He's up to 18th. And Payne has got to 2nd.
So this is how he did it. This is down at turn 14. Real decisive move up the inside. Doesn't overrun the mid-corner. That's important. There he's able to get it pulled up, turned, and then still set up for the mid to exit for the run onto the front straight. So now Payne takes off after our race leader in Brodie Kostecki. And now James Golding just starting to range up onto the rear bumper of the Red Bull Ampol Mustang.
So that gap has come down slightly at the front. It was 1.1, it's down to 0.8 of a second. Roland Gray doesn't seem to be suffering from those clutch issues. It's his first time at this venue. I can say that for a few drivers. Haven't had any chance to get some laps in the bank here before. So the gap to the lead, 0.8. Can Matt Payne reel in the race leader and give us a bit of a Melbourne Supersprint thriller here today on a Thursday?
So the top 3 cars all did a 49.9 on the last lap. They're all covered by 6-1. So this is how he did it. This is down at turn 14. Real decisive move up the inside. Doesn't overrun the mid-corner. That's important. Oh, Jackson Walls. I think this is down turn 11.
Now, typically we
turn
see
11, turn 12.
that these cars can get out of these gravel traps if they've got momentum, but not when it's stuck like that.
Out is exit of 11. So how's Jackson Walls found his way to the beach? And that's what he is right now. He's beached. So this more than likely will bring the safety car on lap 7. 13 to go in this one. Still green at the moment, so Kostecki leads over Payne as they do call safety car as they make their way up to turn 3 and around turn 3. And how has he got down there? Oh, he's out very, very wide, and it's been so dusty offline here at Albert Park.
Did he maybe get the grass as well?
Yeah, I think he did, Chad. So just offline, and it's so dirty and dusty. It's been so dry in Melbourne here for the last, feels like, 6 months.
Yeah.
Whilst they've done a massive job of keeping the grass clean here at Albert Park, there is so much dust and debris around.
So Wall's car came back on. Green is now. Kostecki, not yet. Waiting and waiting. And now he brings the power back on to that Ford Mustang. And this field comes to life again. Racing the clock now. Kostecki, Payne, Feeney. Thursday action here at the Grand Prix. We're green again.
Great restart by the top 4. They were able to get up the road a little bit on Chaz Mostert, who just missed the kick a little at that restart as they make their way out of 2.
How close is Payne? Is he close enough on this restart at all? It's not far away from that rear bumper under the shadows at turn 3. Here comes Brown. Into the rear of that Liqui Moly Blast car. And for a second year in a row, Cameron's facing the wrong way at turn 3. And for a second weekend in a row, he's been dumped late in the race.
So Cameron trying to get himself gathered and going again. We'll have to see a replay of that one, but
wow.
Will Brown was very interested in having a move at Aaron Cameron up at turn 3. Now Payne right on the rear bumper of Brodie Kostecki. And the intensity levels up because these drivers know that if another safety car comes out here shortly, then there's not going to be a whole lot of time. Look at your top of screen. No, I'm not sure. We have to have another look to see a little bit closer.
Wow.
Yeah, still hard to pick from that one. Aaron Cameron's car was dancing on the brakes up at turn 3. Whether it was dancing on the brakes because he was getting helped or not, hard to see from those angles that we've seen so far.
Now watch out now for...
All right, just gather up. Just got to get points here, and we'll just keep learning.
4 spots from 11th. Jada off the back, up 8 spots. He's got himself to 16th. There's Waters again. At turn 3, the door is open, but can't quite jam that Monster Energy Mustang there. Just rubs the back of the Supra for a moment.
That was really smart from Chaz Mostert. He knew that Waters wasn't going to get all the way up the outside, but he didn't close it all the way down. He kept a little bit of width on the exit of 3, so Waters couldn't swap to the inside into turn 4.
It's building now with Will Brown right on him. Toyota and a couple of Fords. Chaz doing a nice job inside the top 5. As it stands, the only, or the highest placed Toyota in the field. Have a look how close this is and have a look at the run that Waters has, but down here at turn 9, it's a hard spot to make it stick. So we know that typically they've got some speed here. Well, there was some smoke down there at turn 9. And was it a lock-up here?
Oh, they're into each other.
There might be more to it. There's smoke still coming from the back of Bates's car, and he's vulnerable.
So we saw Macaulay Jones getting into the rear bumper of Zach Bates as they left turn 10, but I wonder whether there was part 1 of that discussion prior to turn 9, and that was the smoke you saw, Chad.
Yeah. Jones up the inside, not quite there at 13. We saw that from Anton De Pasquale opening lap. That car had smoke pouring off it, and then it just went away.
Yeah, well, the rear bumpers, particularly those quarter bumpers, the lower quarter panels, they're made out of plastic, so it actually burns away quite quickly.
It's been a commanding performance from Jaden Ojeda off the back, up 8 spots. But what that graphic won't really show us was how good the recovery has been from Kai Allen as well. Only says he's up 4 spots from where he started in 17th, but he was dead last on that opening lap of the race. After going backwards at turn 3. I reckon there'll be about 2 to go here, Garth, because we've got just a minute left until the time's certain. So we'll lose a couple off this one. So just under 100 clicks around Albert Park in terms of race distance today.
So Kostecki, Payne, reasonable gap back now to Feeney, another reasonable gap back to James Golding, and then this battle pack where this one is certainly not fully resolved. So Waters has got a good run here. Mostert's probably going to have to look at defending as they make their way up off turn 2 for the run down to turn 3 of the heavy braking zone. Mostert does defend. Oh, he's got the rears chattering. Absolutely, Chad, he does. Don't tell me they're not trying. Now Waters tries to drive into that hole at 4.
It's their last chance, it's the last lap, and here comes Feeney, not at turn 5, surely. Oh, just for a moment. And then he got sideways, now he has to defend. And these two are back at it. And it's Wood up the inside of Brown, nice work. So it was a late look down the inside at turn 5 for Will Brown out of nowhere. And that cost him a little bit of momentum, and that was all that Ryan Wood needed. And there's been feeling between those two squads. Not just at the grand final, but it is continuing here this week as well. There's been a war of words in the podcast world today, and that'll feel good for Walkinshaw and the gang to be able to get that move made. Last sector here, as we check out the replay bottom right of just how close that was with Brown to the inside. And it's tight here into the last sector. One last chance here for Matt Payne. Sort of come out of nowhere, this one. Kostecki was looking home and hosed, and then in the last couple of laps, Payne's closed that gap back up. Kostecki just fell short at Sydney. Has he got enough in the tank? Physically, in himself and this car, he's going to do it. Out of the last corner, driving for the legendary Dick Johnson, who was a winner on the Grand Prix weekend himself. And it's Brodie Kostecki with the ultimate sick day at Albert Park. He holds his nerve with a gutsy performance from Matt Payne and Brock Feeney.
Pressure from this man on screen, Matt Payne, who was very, very fast at the end of the race. But ultimately, Brodie Kostecki takes his first race win wearing the number 17, the legendary number 17 for Dick Johnson Racing.
And that takes him to a 12th career victory with it as well. And Brodie Kostecki does it with a Grand Slam. Led every lap, fastest lap from the pole. It's a sick day Grand Slam for Brodie Kostecki.
Doesn't need a note for today's sick day.
No, he doesn't need a note from his doctor today because he is the quickest over every lap with the bonus points to go with it. Kostecki, Payne and Feeney, your top 3. What a performance from Kai Allen, up 13 spots from where he was on lap 1, facing backwards at turn 3. That was a huge drive to get back through the field, and there's some pretty good cars that he's passed on that page right there. Back to Jackson Walls and Aaron Cameron. Looks like he did it to himself down there at turn 3, and he'll be so disappointed with that one.
Yeah, he will, but you learn from that one, and ultimately sometimes it's those mistakes that you learn the most from that kickstart you into some greatness. And we saw plenty of greatness from both the Blanchard Racing Team cars at Sydney Motorsport Park, but today it's all about this man, Chad. Pole position, race win, fastest lap, led every lap, and to do that under duress, feeling very, very ill, is a commanding result.